Hello everyone, this is the first ever Worldee travel show where we're going to be talking about anything travel, anything, Worldee app, travel destinations, news, what's going on with us, what's going on in the world, and just really gives us a chance to connect with you who's watching or who ends up watching, and a chance for you to ask us absolutely anything. Could be to do with travel, could be to do with apps, technology, could be to do with your business. Daisy's a marketer, could be to do with anything with that in terms of like the travel industry, and also it could be just anything you really want to talk about. So yeah, anything from you?
Hello, nice to see you all. This is new to us, so bear with us. It's a little bit scary as well, looking at yourself on the screen. I think I'd rather look at everyone else asking us questions, but this is our first time. And for those of you that haven't heard of Worldee app, we're a travel app who finds any restaurant, bar or attraction globally, as well as hotels. We also have a brand new itinerary planner on there. So if there's any questions that you'd like to know about Worldee, or if you haven't downloaded it yet, please go and download. It's on the Apple Store for only Apple users at the moment. But Android is soon to come.
Soon to be. So I suppose what we're going to do is we're just going to get straight into it. We put out a little few messages on Instagram over the last couple of days, trying to get people to kind of ask us questions, so we had stuff to talk about, and luckily that they did, so we have some really good talking points and questions from people who are in the travel industry or people who love traveling. Now obviously, because it's uncertain times, we are obviously going to get the question a lot, and I think it's probably best that we start off there. The question actually came from someone who's been on our podcast. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out. And it's from Sarah Weingast, and she said, how do you think the pandemic has changed travel in the long term? Travel obviously this year has been terrible, really. International travel's been terrible. Domestic travel's actually been quite good until, obviously, apart from lockdowns where you can't move between cities and stuff like that. How do I think coronavirus has changed travel long term? I think travel in how many years will actually go back to the way... What are you laughing at? Travel will go back to the way that it was previously, in my opinion, in terms of it can't always be limited capacity flights, it can't be travel corridors and stuff like that. Having said that, the introduction of these messages just got a few messages coming through
from our friends, supporters. Thank you.
Yeah, get the old hands emojis going up. So having said that, I believe that the thing that will change travel long term is actually going to be the COVID passports and entering countries with vaccinations. I believe that every person that is going to want to enter a country is going to have that. Now, obviously, this vaccination's very new. You see it on the news yesterday and the day before that people who are prone and have severe allergies shouldn't be taking the vaccine because it can cause that. So obviously there's still a lot of unknown things that you have to bear in mind, but having obviously a COVID passport and being vaccinated to enter countries will 100% be a thing, and it rightly should be too. So yeah, that's one way that it's going to be massively impacted into the future. Anything from you?
I think you covered quite a lot there.
Yeah.
Everything that I was about to say, I think you said it. I think that COVID has obviously impacted the travel industry, but I think it's just sort of persuaded people that they want to travel more. I think this year's made me realise that I literally love a holiday. Sometimes I do take them for granted, which is why next year I think people will feel more appreciative of going abroad and going away. For my job, I travel at least once a month anyway. So definitely I feel that it's more appreciated now, not being able to go for a whole year. But I think that it just has inspired people to want to travel more. I think this whole year, and you only live once, sort of morale has been boosted, and people are thinking that they want to go to this place that they've always dreamt about, because next year they might not have the opportunity to go. So I think it's affected the travel industry, but only really for a year. I think from a positive side of it, I think that the industry is just going to get bigger again. People are just desperate to go on holidays. I think out of the whole year, if you probably interviewed everyone, the one thing that they've probably missed this year is a holiday.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's too much to worry about.
No, as I said, people will get back to travelling again, and I'm confident that it will be the way it was. Obviously pre-COVID. There'll be little things that change. I think another thing that has COVID impacted on the travel industry is I think people realised that they didn't have to go so far to actually take trips. So obviously inbound tourism and just travelling around your own country, it really picked up, and it made people realise that there's actually a lot of cool places that you can visit in your own country rather than having to fly, I don't know, like wherever, and it's obviously a lot cheaper, and like you can, it's like a lot more flexible, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So I think long term, if you're talking long term, I mean like years down the line, personally I don't think much will change, just because there's only certain things that you can actually do in travel, and I don't see restaurants, hotels and stuff like that limiting their capacities for years down the line. They have to do it now because there's rules and restrictions in place. Once those rules and restrictions are lifted after vaccinations and herd immunity and stuff like that, then I don't see any reason why the travel industry wouldn't go back to what it actually was.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What's the next question?
So the next question was, where are they? It was, where is the first place you'll go once travel is safe again?
Do you want to answer that first?
Yeah, I'm taking Daisy to America, so there's the first place we're going. We're going to America. I've always wanted to travel around America, just basically because it's, why not, really, you know? It's a cool place to go, isn't it? I've only ever been to Vegas, which isn't really America, really, because it's like pixie land. It's like fantasy land that just doesn't seem real. So, yeah.
Pixie land.
Yeah, so... America, can't wait to go, really. You're excited as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been to a lot of places in America, but we're going to Miami, which is one place that I've never been before, so I'm really, really excited about that. We're also going to Austin in Texas, which is amazing. Really excited to do that one as well. We want to go full Texan, don't we? Connor's got his mini denim hot pants with his cowboy boots, so he's all set for that.
I've gone full rodeo.
And then the final place is Tampa, so Tampa Bay in Florida. A couple of our really good friends are getting married, so we thought we'd tie it in all together.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting.
So yeah, I can't wait, really.
I know. I think, in all honesty, that is probably my first holiday, but I think my first travel destination might be Florence in Italy. I think for work. It depends whether we can go or not. So yeah, for holidays it will be the US, and for work it will be Italy. So
yeah, to be fair, that's what I'm saying. I can't wait to go, to be honest with you. And there's just obviously there's so much you can do in America, and it's just buzzing to go, really.
Such a good country.
Yeah, for anyone else who's watching, obviously on the stream, type your messages in the chat. You know, show some love, show us a subscribe, like, support, all that good stuff, and ask us some questions as well. So obviously we've just touched on where we will be going. So Sarah asked us another question, and she said to us, "What is the best thing you've stumbled upon using the Worldee app?" What's your best one?
That was a hard question. I actually think it's gonna be that restaurant in Barcelona on the beach. So it was like there was no one else there, and it was like right underneath the W Hotel, which is an amazing hotel.
Yeah.
And then it was all along the beach, and it was this really authentic, beautiful place in Barcelona. They did the most amazing paella, which I just remember, and the sangria was really good too. So definitely that was probably one of my top ones, most memorable as well, really.
Yeah.
In terms of a restaurant.
For me, very different. For me, it was the restaurant in Greece when we went to Lindos.
Oh, okay.
So we were on the beach and starving hungry on the beach, and we passed a lot of restaurants but wanted to kind of know what was around us, kind of thing. So we used Worldee, and there was a restaurant that was actually the way the beach was situated. The beach was here, and then like there was a cliff right above us, but like obviously the cliff spanned the whole way across the beach, and then there was like walkways and stuff. So we used Worldee, and we managed to locate a restaurant that was literally right on top of the cliff that was overlooking the sea. That literally you would never have known it was there unless you basically were at that end of the beach and looked up at it. If you were our end of the beach, you would never ever have known it was there.
No.
So for me, that was memorable just because of the views and stuff like that, and the food was good, obviously. And it was for me, it was more fulfilling because obviously the purpose of the app. So the purpose of the app Worldee worked to be able to find you something that you didn't kind of know was there.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why.
That is true as well. Just from like a UK point of view. So obviously our app works anywhere. So even in the UK, we took a trip to Manchester. It was actually for work, and Connor joined me just because they have some really lovely places up there. And we found this amazing restaurant called Tattoo, and that was again that whole like that really why we made the app. So where shall we eat? What should we do? So we went up there and found it on the app, which was really cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
that was insane. That restaurant was insane.
It was amazing.
It was sick.
And they had some really nice cocktails, and the food was really nice, and it's weird that we'd never seen it because it's like once we'd been there, it's felt like I just saw everyone go there.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't have known that it was even in the town if it wasn't for Worldee.
No.
So that was definitely like one of them moments. So
yeah.
Restaurants are a good.
Yeah, they're always a good find. I mean, to be fair, most of the holidays we've been on now, since obviously making the app, we've kind of known about the destinations, haven't we? So in terms of attractions and not knowing what stuff was, we haven't had too much of that because there haven't really been those types of holidays. But for finding restaurants and hotels and stuff, it's been sick. Next question.
Good. So we've got some questions coming in.
Yeah.
How was your flight to Turkey? Okay, so just give you a little background. We did go on one holiday this year.
Yeah.
When we came out of lockdown, we went to Turkey. So that's a funny story in itself.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to go to Egypt, and then we found out that you had to have
that was the quarantine.
We had to quarantine and self-isolate, and we didn't want to do that. So then we changed it, and we went with two of our friends, and we made them change it too, much to their dismay. And we ended up looking at Turkey. So we booked Turkey, which I'm actually really glad we changed it because it was such a good holiday. I've never been properly either, so I'm really glad we went. So yeah, we went to Turkey, and then literally like one day before flying, I think it was literally hours, wasn't it? They then put the quarantine rule on, so we couldn't miss that one. So that was annoying, but at least we still went, and I'm glad that we actually made the holiday because it was amazing. And in regards to flying, I actually enjoyed it more because the flight over there was dead. I think because of the quarantine rule, just come in, loads of people cancelled their flights. So it was literally just like us in our own row, and there wasn't anyone around us, so I felt really safe. And I always hate that when I fly on a packed flight. I always feel really claustrophobic and anxious. Like you have to ask, can I get out to go to the toilet, or like so it was nice just to have your own like space. And the mask honestly didn't really bother me.
You forget about it. That's the thing. At the start you're like, oh,
it's annoying,
like get it off, like and stuff. But the thing is, after I don't know, after 10 minutes you forgot it's on your face. To be fair, if you're me, you slept the whole way anyway, so it's irrelevant.
And I would say one thing, like normally I actually get like a cold or like a sore throat from flying, and I think it's the air conditioning, and I didn't actually get that, and I don't know if it's because I wore the mask. So that's really good to know. And I suppose like you're breathing in recycled air anyway, so with having the mask on, it didn't really make too much of a difference. I didn't mind it actually. I quite enjoyed it.
Only coming home. But having said that, like it was. I mean, when you talk about flying, like everyone just assumes that you've got to wear your mask. The flights are dead. Not necessarily, because on the way home we had a packed flight where there was no seats. So just because things are supposed to happen, they can still pack out the whole aeroplane, and they did that for us on the way home.
Flight broken down, didn't it? So they had to put their passengers on our flight.
So it's not necessarily every, like, do you know what I mean, every plane's at 70% on no capacity or whatever. It doesn't really work like that. So it I don't know. It weren't for me. I don't know. It might be because I was asleep and stuff, but it wasn't that different for me apart from wearing a mask. So next question was from the Waxing Parlour. Go check her out on Instagram. Little shout out there.
If anyone likes my brows, I get them done.
Waxing Parlour.
The best.
I don't.
We can tell. How was it different to normal flying?
As I said, I just don't think it was really. What advice would you give to people who are worried to travel during this time / the future? So obviously people are going to be worried because of everything that's going on, and for example, people might actually be worried for a lot of different reasons and have a lot of different questions. So obviously COVID is one of them, but like, for example, something that I've been kind of worrying and actually researching about is kind of the impact Brexit's going to actually have on travel, in terms of, do you have to get visas and stuff like that, and just all of that extra complications that can come with that. The advice I would give to people is to really just research what you're going into, kind of thing. If you know an area, for example, the reason that we went on holiday I've been on 2 holidays this year. I went to France and I went to Turkey. At the times of booking both of those trips, they had very, very low cases of COVID, and also we weren't on lockdown and there was no quarantine, apart from obviously when we were then getting back from Turkey. But at the time of booking and at the time of being there, the research had suggested that there were safe places to go. So if it's safe, you have to take their word for it that it is safe. Another thing I would say is, like, I don't want to kind of like give out any bad advice here or whatever, but you're literally living one life. Like, if you want to go and travel, don't let fear kind of hold you back. I'm not saying go and travel irresponsibly. I'm saying literally go and live your life and have good experiences for the future. If you're allowed to do something, do it. So that would be the advice I'll give you. Like, don't let fear of something hold you back. At the end of the day, you might catch COVID walking to the shop and going up and picking up food. So yes, there might be an increased chance of getting it in an airport, but if you've seen like what's been happening in London like this week with the shopping and stuff like that, you could catch it anywhere. So don't like let fear of that hold you back from having a good time and making memories that like could be everlasting for you, is what I would say.
Yeah, and I as travelled, we have travelled this year. I actually felt safer. Abroad.
Turkey was sick.
Yeah,
sick.
I felt actually safer abroad, and their cases were really low. And I mean, when you're in a hotel anyway, they have to be so clean. It's probably cleaner staying in the hotel than it is in your house, because you probably don't clean as much as you do in the hotel. So I actually felt safer there, and I know it's worrying because of all of this like propaganda and everything that they feed you, but you just have to take it like with a pinch of salt. Like there's loads of horrible things that happen all the time in the world, and loads of illnesses, unfortunately, but they're just not publicised, and that's why you don't fear them. This is just massively publicised because it's obviously something that we've never had before, but it's not to say that you should be scared of it just because of what the media say and how they translate it. So yeah, I would just literally stick to your instinct. If you feel worried about going somewhere, I wouldn't go, because you're just going to worry and not enjoy it. But if you feel a bit optimistic, if you're not too worried about going and you feel like it's the right thing to do, then definitely go. It's up to your own opinion.
One thing I'd say as well is, as I touched on, obviously people have different fears and stuff like that, and COVID is obviously at the forefront of that. But mental health's actually like just as equally as important as catching coronavirus. Like yes, coronavirus is highly infectious. It does make you ill. In some cases, it can kill you. But mental health does the exact same thing. So if you're literally stuck indoors and you're sat there like worrying about like being anxious about coronavirus and worrying about like you don't really know what's going on in the world, travel can actually be one of the best remedies ever for that. So like there's countless stories out there of people who have been suffering with mental illness and have gone travelling, and that's like brought them back to life. You know, we had someone on our podcast who'd used travel for inspiration after being, you know, going through some hard times in her life. So definitely just for me, I would say kind of embrace it and go and do the things that you kind of want to do. Obviously you lawfully can do, not what you want to do, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
What we got next?
Next question. Okay. Do you have any new features to the app?
Yes. We do. So obviously this period has been very difficult for us. As I said, it's been hard for the whole travel industry. For us, it didn't feel right for us to kind of promote travel the way that our app is required to be used so heavily during such a tough time when we didn't really know much about it. Having said that, it kind of comes like a silver. Is it a silver lining?
Yeah, silver lining.
Yeah, silver lining. It comes a silver lining because it allowed us to rethink what we wanted to do for the app and see how we could make it more usable from home. So, having said that, we do have some really cool features coming out that involve Worldee turning into a social network. Turning Worldee into a social network where friends can plan and book trips together. And then use the original features of Worldee whilst they're in their destinations. So we're going to be creating a full loop where people start their trips with Worldee, end their trips with Worldee, and Worldee is everything for them, you know. So yeah, that's coming soon. We're testing that right now, and we got sent a couple of builds over the last week that I'm trying out now. So yeah, it's exciting times. It's exciting times. I mean, Daisy's actually someone who wanted this from the beginning. The thing is, when you're making a product like an app, you've got to kind of crawl before you walk before you run. and really keep your features limited, so you kind of capture people at the right stages. So that's why we're kind of bringing this in now, because we have the capacity to do that and it makes sense. Yeah. Any thoughts? Any words?
As Connor said, this was my sort of idea from the beginning. I'm super organised, and it was something that I thought would be. It could have been an idea completely on its own in itself, but it just so happens that it goes really well with the app and the theme of it. But yeah, it's definitely going to be so much helpful. So as Connor said, like, all of you that's going on one holiday, you can have that on one chat. I know that if I don't know if you have loads of WhatsApp chats up, it's really annoying and you get loads of pings all the time. Whereas if you literally just have this designated for your holiday, you know what that is about. So you know, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna log on to this today and look at our itinerary, or maybe someone's added a restaurant they want to go to. So yeah, definitely that's going to be super helpful. And I would say it's definitely that's my train of thought.
I was trying to read the messages. Reading the chat.
I forgot what I was going to say.
You're talking about WhatsApp chats and how they get
okay,
cut
so
and
yeah,
stuff.
and then definitely, so because I travel alone quite a lot, where I work away, I literally get so scared sometimes. I'm a bit of a wuss, like travelling on my own, and I don't know where to eat and I don't know what to do. So if I had that whole planned of like when my free time is and what I can do, I think it would make me feel so much better and so much more relaxed. So definitely it's going to be a really good feature.
Definitely.
Not just for, so yeah, literally not just for group travel, but for your independent travel. I mean, if you want to go abroad and travel the world on your own. So yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's the thing. I mean, I've been involved in a couple of group chats for family holidays, and to know what's going on at specific times, and obviously they just, anything gets said in these chats, so you might be scrolling back for 100 messages to find what you want, and it's ridiculous, really. So being able to have that where you can collaborate with your friends, your Worldee friends, and have like an itinerary, and have separate group chats that are all linked to that one trip. I think that's going to be huge for us, and I think that's going to be huge for the people using that too.
Absolutely. And rather than like screenshotting a place that you find, it will be all in one place, so then it'll stop clogging up all of your space on your phone, and you'll be like, what's this screenshot for? And it will be definitely good for that sort of thing.
Next question is from Brad Cunningham. What is the best picture you've seen someone taking using the Worldee app, and where was it taken? Do you want us to say you, Brad? You want a shout out, mate? Nah. My one would be Tyler Giddens.
Yeah,
when he went to Jersey. He went to Jersey, and it was a picture of a castle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So he screenshotted a castle that he'd seen. Is that on our Instagram?
That isn't on our Instagram.
No?
No, I don't think it is.
Sorry.
We will put it on there though.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good enough to make Instagram one. So yeah, no, it was from a friend of ours who had taken Worldee to Jersey, and had seen a castle. And he took a really, really good picture from it. So yeah, really good. That was the best one that I've seen.
Yeah, and I would say give a shout out to my friend Rixa as well, who does a lot of photos wherever she goes.
Oh,
so
yeah,
she travelled
for
like 6 months, 7 months. So we asked her to take photos literally everywhere, and we use them quite a lot. So she does do really good ones, but. Yeah. I mean, we can't miss any. I feel like
miss it. There's too many people.
Because loads of people really do support us.
They
like
support
all
us,
of our friends, like Meg, you literally support us all the time, and they take photos wherever they go, and we do get some really good content.
Yeah, of course we do. Next question is from Tyler Yates. How did you come up with the name Worldee? Okay, so originally Worldee was called Snap and No. That's what we wanted it to be called. Terrible name, really. And then because the idea of the app of like kind of snapping at a place and then knowing about it. It wasn't until we kind of had a bit of a issue that we couldn't use that name.
Yeah.
Can't really say no more, really. But we couldn't use the name, so we had to come up with a new one. Was racking our heads around what to call the app. I mean, so many names were thrown out there. Bloody, there was too many, weren't there? It was a joke, to be honest, and they were all crap.
They were rubbish.
Terrible. So then I was actually watching football, and Emre Can had scored a goal, and I said, "Oh my God, that's a worldie."
Yeah.
And then it kind of hit me of tying Worldee into the name of our app, because it was obviously a world travel app, Worldee, and I just thought it fit really well. Obviously you can tell that we've spelt it different to how Worldee is in football lingo, or like, I don't know, whatever else you might say a Worldee is. We've obviously spelt it different to that. So yeah, that's how we actually come up with the idea. I was watching football.
Yeah.
And then just for the idea hit me, it was like a light bulb. I rang Daisy up and said, I've got the name for the app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I hated rethinking it. It took forever. It's not
It's not enjoyable,
because you have to like look at whether it means something in a different country. Like it's just it's not the best.
Yeah, no, like genuinely, it's not. That's probably the least enjoyable part of actually the whole thing, making the app, making the business, is actually coming up with the name. It was pretty shit, really.
So we've got another question.
We have another question.
My lovely best friend Olivia Scammell. Shout out to you. So what's your favourite feature of the app? What's your favourite feature? Mine will definitely be the organiser. I cannot, because literally that's what I've wanted from the start. So I can't wait to see that and plan all of our family, our holidays and our girls' holidays on that. Vegas.
I'd say
2021, 2022.
Alright.
That's what we're planning on now.
Alright. My favourite feature obviously is the AR, but I think if you want to go really specific to it, because that is obviously our main the main thing about the app, I would say that my most favourite thing is the fact that you can kind of filter down what you want to find and then use the AR. So for example, if you're looking for like a pub that you'd want to go to, or looking for, I don't know, a Lebanese restaurant, for me that's the best thing for me, is that you can filter down and actually find what you want, and one that's the closest to you, not the one that is paying the most on ads.
Yeah.
Because that's where we're really different to other apps and websites and stuff, is they have their list sorted due to money paid on ads and popularity in terms of how many clicks they get, which is also influenced by ads. We don't do that. We do what's closest to you, and so I think that's how you find more authentic places. Obviously we give reviews and stuff like that so people know what they're walking into. So that's my favourite thing, is being able to really drill down into what you want to find.
And all of the you can now like segment it into what sort of restaurant you want to find, and you can really break that.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you're looking for a hotel that's got amenities, is that what they're called?
I don't know. What's that?
I think they're amenities, like kettles and stuff.
Oh right. Okay.
Or Wi-Fi, I think. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you can do.
What country is the app most used in? Question from Tyler Yates. So, the UK is the most used download, but only just. So we get a hell of a lot of downloads from foreign countries. Czech Republic is our second most downloaded country, then followed by America, USA. But we get downloads from Taiwan, Vietnam, Brazil, Mexico. we've got downloads from actually every continent, and we've been used in last time I checked it was about 150 cities globally. So I'm pretty sure it could be more than that. But as I said, during the lockdown period, I just checked it recently, and obviously the UK download and droppage had the installs had dropped off a little bit, but going into Asian countries, as I said, Cambodia and countries like that, where the downloads are starting to pick up in those countries. So yeah, the most used is the UK, but it could be taken over shortly by Czech Republic and Asian countries.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Portsmouth is the biggest in the UK as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we got a few fans.
And London is.
London's pretty big for us, so yeah.
We do always target them sort of places when we run ads and stuff as well. So
yeah, we do.
It's good to see that they work, and that we see so many downloads from them.
Yeah. That is good to see. Yeah.
Have we got any more questions?
What else we got?
I think that's pretty much it.
Is that it? Is that all the questions we got? Come on, we need some more questions. Fire them out there. Come on. Question. No.
Yeah, no. They're the questions.
Yo, Maliki, how are ya? Banana for Skaloo, how are you? Ask us some questions in the chat. Come on.
Oh, Brad's got us a question. What is the first destination you would choose to travel to when Worldee makes its first?
What is the first destination we would travel to when we make our first £1 million? What a question. What is the first place we went to with £1 million?
Oh, that's hard, right?
Oh, this is so hard.
So you could either be sentimental and go back to Rome, where we first found the idea.
Yeah.
And like be really bougie and like go shopping.
I don't know.
But then I feel like I'd like to do something like really out there and like take all of our friends somewhere really nice.
That'd be the one.
Like I don't know, like Barbados or something. Like I'd love to do something like that.
Yeah.
Just for like all of our
I don't know. Honestly, I think Asia for me, like Indonesia, but doing it like sick. Yeah. There are some sick hotels in Indonesia. It's unreal.
That was where you were thinking of taking me for my birthday.
I was
instead of America.
Yeah, it was instead of America. But then again, you could go to America with a meal. Jeez, that'd be unreal.
Yeah, but I feel like you need to go to one really nice destination, like with everyone. Where you can just all party and
a bit of a celebration,
not worry about travelling too much. You can just stay on one really beautiful place and go shark diving.
Shark diving?
Yeah.
No,
that's what I want to do.
None of me. Maleki, what is this travel show? Thanks for joining and obviously typing in the chat. So we own a travel app called Worldee, and this show is all about bringing you latest travel news, discussing travel topics. You can ask us questions about travel. If you look back through this, obviously this stream, you can see that we've answered quite a few questions involving COVID, where we're traveling to next, features on our app. And
how we found travel
in 2020, in terms of how we found flights, how flights were different to what they were before, where we see travel in the future. So we just talk about all of that kind of stuff. As I said, look, we've owned we've had Worldee app on the App Store for a couple of years now. If you've got Apple, iOS, please go check it out. And if you have any questions for us, fire them in the chat. We'd love to hear. Brandon Samet, my G, how are you? Thanks, mate. Vegas next year? ?
Yes, absolutely. I'm always up for a Vegas, even though Connie? Even though Connor,
I don't think so.
even though Connor called it Pixieland earlier.
Yeah, it's Pixieland. It's Fairyland. It's unreal. It's like a dream. Do what you want.
I love it though.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so
I'd
good.
definitely be up for that.
Is Liverpool on the app? Yes. Ryan Pennery, it is.
Absolutely.
RP10. Cheers,
we've
bro.
even got the ground there that we've been and visited through the app.
Yeah.
And we found a lovely restaurant in Liverpool, didn't we?
We did. Neighbourhood, that was it. That's what it's called.
Yeah, we've got another question here.
Yeah.
From page 8. Is Worldee only in English, or do you support other languages?
Worldee supports other languages.
Yeah.
If you go to another country, we use Google Translate to translate the text that is coming from that place, and then so we translate it into English. But obviously, if you're native to that country, then you can read it in the text it's written in. Currently, we don't support kind of what's it called? We don't support like translating it into, I don't know, like say if you was reading it in, I don't know, if you was reading it in Portuguese and you were from China, but you were using the app in, I don't know, England or whatever, like we don't support that at the moment, but that will be coming. So
as well as aren't we gonna add as well the features for we're gonna add like subtitles and everything, aren't we, and like voice controls to speak to you.
Yeah. So you can do that now, actually. So you can do text to speech now. So if you find anywhere that you want to know more information about, especially like obviously the tourist attractions or whatever, or local restaurants which do write in obviously other language, you can translate that, and then there's text to speech anyway for those of you that, I don't know, can't be bothered to read or who are unable to read. Because as I said, even if you're blind, even though Worldee is a visual app, you can still use Worldee if you're blind. So that's actually something that's really cool about Worldee. Next question: how much does it cost to use the app? Completely and utterly free. It's free on the App Store to download. Just have to sign up with an account. And obviously allow us location services so we can pinpoint the best places and the closest places for you to visit based on your current location.
We've got a question.
We've got a question, but I can't find it.
Is it in your text?
Is it on me? No, I don't know.
He's there. He's just typing it.
He's typing. He's got a question.
From the lovely Ethan.
From the governor. On your story it says send questions. Alright, bruv. Alright, calm down. Done it there.
We can't see that. Oh, here.
Here we go. Look, here we go.
See.
George Fit.
And Ethan.
Or Ethan Wiggins.
Okay.
Right, we'll start with Ethan Wiggins. Right.
So,
name the best bit of food you've had from around the world. The best bit of food we've had from around the world.
We've eaten a lot. Okay, I would say that Wagyu steak in Asia, Dubai. But it was on par with, so it was like 7 dishes. It was on par with this prawn. Oh my god, it was absolutely huge.
Oh, the prawn was the biggest prawn I've ever seen.
And it was just so tasty and amazing. So one of them 2 dishes, they're just unforgettable for me. They were really, really good.
No.
So that's what I would say. From around the world.
From around the world. I don't even know where to start.
What sort of food do you like?
Steak.
Where have you had a really good steak? You can't copy me. SDK, Las Vegas?
I was going to say SDK in Vegas, but it's quite good. Nursery, that's a good steak. I like Nursery, the raw steak there. That was mad.
Oh yeah.
That was mad.
That's none of me.
Yeah, that was sick. That was good. A good meal. How many users do you have, and how many are you aiming to have by 2021? We currently have 4,000 users of the Worldee app. Thank you to everyone that's downloaded and signed up. By the end of 2021, depending on external factors, we've got an investment round coming up on Crowdcube. So equity crowdfunding, if any of you want to get involved in that or want to know more about that, then ask us. If we manage to secure that investment, then we're hoping to have 500,000 by the end of the year, between like 250,000, 500,000 by the end of 2021, especially as well because the travel industry will start to pick up again, as you can see with EasyJet shares and other like travel company shares, they've doubled, and
Yeah.
they've been really picking up over the recent weeks, just because of travel starting to become more frequent again, and obviously travel corridors and self-isolation being reduced. Obviously today in the news, self-isolation's now down to 10 days rather than the original 14 days if you're travelling into the UK. So all of this is really good for us,
Yeah.
and will help us get more users.
And we don't forget, we're definitely going to make the Android version of the app, which will open it up to
another half of the market, maybe more.
Yeah, absolutely. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. Next one is from George Fit. Question. Go check him out on Instagram as well. Very good PT. In your opinion, do you think you'll have to take the vaccine to travel in the future? Yes, I do. I believe that you will not be able to travel into any country without having the vaccine. And again, it's just one of those things. They don't want the vaccine spreading unnecessarily again into other countries, and that is something that could potentially happen if you don't have the if you don't have the vaccine. So for us, we spoke about it earlier, but 100% I think that you will be using vaccines to get into other countries.
I think it's just going to be like all of the other vaccines at the
Yeah,
moment
exactly.
that you have
have malaria jabs,
like yellow fever, like everything that you have to sort of have anyway to get into certain countries. So I think that definitely we'll have to use that. And I mean, there's even talks of using it in, if you want to go to the cinema, you might have to have a COVID passport. So I personally do think you will. I know there's lots of conspiracies around it, but fingers crossed none of them are true.
Yeah, hopefully none of them are
I
true.
even believe some of them, so but I want to travel, so I think it will come when it comes down to it. I'll probably have the vaccine anyway.
Yeah, 100%. But at the end of the day, I think if you just have to believe that they're doing the right thing for the whole world. They're not trying to fuck over the whole world. You know, they're trying to do their best. So you just have to believe that if vaccinating everyone is the way to go, then you just have to trust that that is what is best for everyone. George Fitz also got another question.
Would you ever move out of Portsmouth?
Would you ever move out of Portsmouth? Yes. I can't stand the parking anymore.
And cold.
It's freezing cold. The parking is useless. I don't like it.
I don't know. I do love Portsmouth. I'd struggle to move. I work in London, and I still wouldn't live in London.
Yeah, no, I'm not
despite
saying
the travel.
I'm not saying the UK. I mean, like,
I
get
think
me abroad
maybe move away
in
for
the
a
sun,
little bit
where I'll get a tan.
and then come back.
Them sorts of things. I need that in my life.
Maybe move away and then come back.
Yeah. Next question. Who decided to create Worldee as a brand, and where did it come from? We decided to do it together. So we had a very poor trip to Rome. We had a lot of problems. Couldn't find the restaurants we wanted to go to. Couldn't identify attractions. Wanted to know more about the place in general. Couldn't get them. So we really, really needed an app which allowed us to do that. So we racked our brains together. Kind of another light bulb moment in terms of, we said, it'd be really good if you could aim your camera at things to find them, rather than doing it the traditional way, scrolling through, wasting too much time. So it come from both of us. It really did.
Elements of it come from
individuals, but
we might have thought of something and then just added to it, like the blogs, or like starting a podcast. Like, there's stuff that we just all thought of together. Should we ask this question?
Lauren Broad in the chat. How did you choose your destinations for America next year?
Well, this was down to Connor. I can't answer this question.
I planned it. So as I said, a friend of ours is getting married in Tampa Bay, so we had to go there. So then that kind of the thing is, with America, it's so big you can't actually travel around all of it. If you want to go to the south, or so Tampa Bay's in the south, like in Florida, you have to stay south, because you can't then start traveling ridiculous distances because just of how long flights are. But I knew that internal flights aren't that expensive in America either. So
they are still long though.
But they're long. So you're going to be wasting a lot of time travelling. So if you're booking, we've booked for 3 weeks, but internal flights are actually taking up from Austin to Miami is near enough
3 hours.
3 hours. It's in the same country.
Mm.
So it's still a long time. Then by the time you've got airport check-ins, travel to hotel and stuff like that, it's taken up a lot of your time. So for us, it was important to go to places that were fresh and we hadn't been before, and were that really close by and close together.
Yeah.
So you could really experience what you want to experience.
Longer time in each part.
Yeah. One thing that I really like to do is I never like to go to places that a lot of people have actually been to. I like to travel to different things. I like to do my own thing. Kind of be the first to do it, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
So
there are also I've been to quite a lot of places in America already. So I think I always like going to new places as well. So I think we Connor just chose the places that I've never been, which is really good because that's what I love doing the most.
Yeah, exactly that. So we chose Austin, Miami, and Tampa Bay because our friends get married in Tampa. But Miami's not too far from Tampa. You can drive there if you wanted.
Yeah,
so
it's like an hour.
Yeah, it's not far. But Austin to, as I said, like Texas and Florida are close together as well. So it just made sense. You have to really plan your routes, and that was the advice that we've been given by people who live in America as well. So yeah. We've got a question, and it says,
does Worldee show local restaurants or only chain from around the world?
Local
and chain.
Both. Anything you want.
But the local is really what we love the most because you genuinely find some hidden gems across the world. Really lovely local restaurants, family run, really good. So you can find both on there.
It's all about authenticity. You don't want to be going to, like, for example, when we went to Rome, we had a bad time because we couldn't find the restaurants we wanted.
One night.
Yeah, like one night it was awful. It was terrible though. It ruined the night, didn't it? And we were only there for 3 days, 4 days. So that's a night gone. You don't want to be doing that. So we really
encourage the whole
like local restaurants and as I said, you don't want to be going to Rome and eating in the Hard Rock Cafe, which is what we did, and it was bad.
I don't know if it was that. I don't know. It was just really not a very nice restaurant.
It was one of them next to it. It was a chain.
Yeah, it was a chain one.
It was a chain. It was awful. So and like you don't go to Rome for that. You go to Rome to eat authentic Italian pastas, pizzas, and stuff like that. So that's why we decided to kind of go down that route. Next question is, you mentioned Connor is planning on wearing his denim hot pants when you visit Austin. Are you going to watch some professional bull riding, or would Connor give it a go? Hot pants on, get me on the ball. That's what I'm saying.
Connor would give it a go. I would love to go and see it. I don't think I'd like to see Connor on a bull in hot pants, but I would go and watch bull riding with professionals, definitely. And Connor would like to ride a horse again, give that one a go, because the last time that happened, that went really wrong as well. So you just want to sort of make a comeback on this trip, don't you, really?
Redeem myself.
Yeah, Connor's making a redemption.
Fully redeem myself. But yeah, I'll get the hot pants out, don't worry.
Yeah, we are. We definitely want to go and watch that.
Yeah. Have we got any more responses? Any
let's
more
have a little
questions?
Look. Okay.
Can you invest in the app? Yes. You can. We have not yet, but we have a crowdcube campaign coming up, which allows regular people to invest as little as £10 into Worldee for shares in the company. We're looking to raise £300,000. This is the first time that we've actually gone public with this and said this. So our crowdcube investment is coming up, and we're buzzing to get it on the road, and really cannot wait. And hopefully that we can bring everyone on this journey with us. You know,
we've got a really good video that we're really excited to share with you all. I think the bloopers one will be your favourite. It's definitely ours. So watch out for those, and then you'll also be able to invest when they come out. So.
Yeah, 100%. Next, what's your favourite attraction in Portsmouth that you've been to when using the app? Mine personally is The Mary Rose.
Mary Rose
Museum. We've actually got a really good photo on our website of us with the Mary Rose as well.
Oh yeah, that was a really good day. They actually invited us
in, give us a free tour.
Yeah, they gave us a free tour and everything. It was really good.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Really, it really was. Yeah, that was a good time. The guy that worked there invited us in. Now works at Stonehenge.
Yeah, he does. He works at Stonehenge now.
Yeah. But he was blown away by the app idea and loved it, didn't he? And loved that it was obviously local. You don't really, to be honest with you, don't really get apps and stuff like that coming out of Portsmouth. So I think that's why the love and support so strong here. Trying to build Silicon Portsmouth,
Yeah.
Trying to make a big. Hopefully we can inspire a generation of app developers.
Yeah. I think mine would probably be the D-Day Museum. When they relaunched, we went down there and handed out loads of flyers and everything, and like I'd never actually think to go there. Like I like all historical museums and stuff anyway, but I thought because you live in the town where it is, you don't think to go. So when they did all of the new regeneration stuff and done it all up, I actually went, and it was really really good in there. Definitely would advise anyone that's from Portsmouth or not from Portsmouth, find it on the app and go down there. And there's lots of nice restaurants around there as well.
Yeah.
So definitely there.
Have we got any more?
I think.
Or was that it? Was that all the questions?
I think we've got one more.
One more. Brad Cunningham said,
how many wonders of the world do you think Worldee has been used in?
How many wonders of the world has Worldee been used in?
Do you think Worldee's
been
used in?
Do I think? I actually don't know this, right? But that's...
So it's definitely been used in the Colosseum.
100% on the Colosseum.
I love that. Thanks, Brad, for showing me wonders of the world.
So we can have
I'm
a look
glad
at
that you know that we wouldn't know that.
How many wonders of the world?
I reckon Ravi's been to there. Do you think? Tested that one out?
The Taj Mahal?
Yeah,
I think it has actually.
Yeah, he
so
has,
the Taj Mahal has.
Our friend went there.
And the Colosseum has the Great Wall of China.
Oh.
Don't know.
I don't know about
pyramids. I don't know. Can you get internet connection?
Yeah,
of course you can. Yeah.
The Rio de Janeiro in Brazil.
Christ the Redeemer. No.
I don't know about
I don't know.
I think
maybe we've been used in Rio. We've been used in Rio. So that could be possible.
I would say 3. I would say the in Rio. I would say the Taj Mahal, and I would say obviously the Colosseum because we used it there.
I think 3.
3.
I think 3. Christ the Redeemer, Taj Mahal, and the Colosseum. Just because I know for a fact we've had users in those areas.
In them areas, yeah.
The Colosseum I know 100%.
Yeah.
Has been, and I know Taj Mahal was 100% as well. We're kind of guessing at the Christ the Redeemer, but yeah.
Hopefully we'll get all 7.
Hopefully all 7.
I would like to visit all 7 and use it. So
might make that our mission.
Yeah.
And it'll tell us everything about them too.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that? Was that another question or not?
No, that was everything.
You sent the picture as if we didn't know what the 7 wonders of the world were. Who did you take us for?
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, I know. He was wrong. No, I didn't.
No, really. I did know some of them.
No, I did really.
Honesty.
I was neat. You must know. You've seen Carl Pilkington, Idiot Abroad, haven't you?
Yeah, that's how I know.
There you go. So I think what we should do now is kind of like, as I said, like this week in Worldee to wrap up.
Just give you a little lowdown.
Yeah, a little lowdown of what's going on. As I said, we've now mentioned that we are going to be crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding. It'd be really, really good to kind of, if anyone has questions about investing in Worldee, as I said, it can be for as little as £10. It can be as much as 300 grand. If you've got 300 grand, invest in us, please.
But that literally takes up most of our time at the moment.
Yeah.
I think I spend most of my time in contact with a gal that's helping us on the marketing side. She's really lovely. So I do all that and help create content and reach out to industries across Portsmouth and the UK to really see whether they would like to invest or whether we can use Worldee in some way, whether that be business cards or partnerships. So that really takes up quite a lot of my time. And what I've been doing this week.
Yeah, and as I said, for me, Daisy obviously works more on the marketing side of the business. I'm obviously technical, so for me, it's going to be testing out our new feature, making sure it runs smoothly and perfectly. So when we can get when we can update the app onto the App Store, everyone will be able to be having Worldee friends, Worldee chats, Worldee groups for their new trips, and so for me, it's just as I said, pushing that out and making sure that that's perfect for everyone.
And planning this, in all honesty, was quite a big thing. So but we're going to do this as sort of like
a week. It's going to be a weekly thing, like a Friday night chat.
If anyone wants to come on or you want to ask us
bring your
more,
friends.
And feel free to.
Just anything really. I mean, like as I said, like you've all had questions. Something might emerge in the week that you wanna ask us. As I said, this is something that personally I believe can be really, really big for Worldee because it allows you to engage with us. And I mean, this is only going to get bigger and better for us, and we're going to be better at obviously streaming and engaging and talking to you, everyone who's on the platform and stuff. And we think this is going to be a really big channel for us. So, as I said, any love, support that you can give us, subscribing, liking, sharing our stuff, it would be greatly appreciated.
And this isn't a question, but someone has just asked me, and I think it'll be good for anyone who's watching and wants to know. We are going to share the link on all platforms, and you'll literally just click onto it, and then it will take us to our crowdfunding page, and it's really simple. You can just donate there. But as we get closer to time, we'll remind you all, and we can do that. Thank you all so much for watching, and thanks for your questions. You've provided a lot of people with some entertainment and us really.
So thanks.
And we'll see you all soon.
Cheers. Bye.